guys? Welcome back. Bring the good vibes in and grab a drink. Thank you for tuning in with us for the second Mildly Dramatic podcast. We got another great show for you guys here today. We're going to get into a week recap, work, life. We're going to do a new dope segment called High, Low, High, where we just get into some stuff that happened to us. We're going to talk about some turnoffs, and we're going to talk about the top 5 Halloween costumes, with Halloween being yesterday, 2 days ago when you guys hear this on Monday. So, how you doing today, Brennan? We're going to get right into it. How you feeling today?
I'm ready. We're not canceled yet. I'm surprised, but we're still here.
Close. We came close.
Yeah.
Not quite canceled yet.
Not there yet.
All right, so how'd your week go as far as lifting? What'd you get into this week?
I had this big homework assignment due Monday, so I really didn't lift on Monday at all, and then kind of the same thing, honestly. I've been trying to do 3 sets of 15, just cutting and everything, so that's what I've been trying to do. I don't know what I'm going to do for November. That's kind of what I'm trying to decide right now. I definitely don't want to bulk, but I feel like I kind of want to go back to 12 reps, but I don't know. We'll see, because I've lost. So we didn't tell you guys about this, but Kenny and I were just trying to do like a semi cut for the month of October, and I had put on, I was at about 230 before quarantine started, and then I was up to like 236 after quarantine, and I'm back down to like 228 right now. So I lost just about 8 pounds in a month, which is pretty dope. So yeah.
Yeah, right before quarantine, I was starting to show some good definition. And then quarantine hit. I ate, sat around, went home, ate, sat around.
Yep.
But I'm getting back to it. But the crazy thing was, so when quarantine ended, I was like 242. Started lifting again. Started taking creatine. Up my water intake, and my body just did so well on the creatine, and I ended up at like 270 in a very short amount of time, which caught me very off guard.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. How was work this week?
It was actually kind of crazy. So last week, our vice president was kind of sick, and we just kind of thought that he had the flu, and he thought that he had the flu because he didn't like lose his taste of smell or anything.
Corona?
And yeah, listen, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Oh.
So we're all in a pretty confined office space, and so yeah, he last week, well, actually 2 weeks, no, last week, I'm sorry, last week, he was sick and everything, and he ended up taking the Thursday and Friday off, and then he went and got tested because he was still sick, and came back positive, and now 4 people in our office have it.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, we're working from home then probably the next 2 weeks now, and we have this big job that's due on Tuesday. It's gonna probably, if we get the job, it's probably gonna be our biggest job ever for the company on our HVAC side. So, and that's due Tuesday, and we're all out of the office, so it's just kind of hectic right now.
Coronavirus is no joke. I've got a ton of cases at my job.
That's
Forcing
wild.
people to pick up overtime. Just a whole bunch of silliness. I'm
Yeah.
ready for this to just die down and be over with.
The good part about it is, though, is like basically everyone that I work with, besides me and one other engineer, he's the same age as us, but most everybody is like fathers, so like 40s and 50s, and then our owner is he's in his late 70s, and so we were just kind of nervous for him, but there was 4 positive tests out of like 10 people, but no one was really like sick, you know what I mean? Like 2 people lost their taste and smell, and then like I said, our vice president was just a little sick, but just his throat and everything, but
Yeah, so that's good. That's good.
yeah.
All right, so next thing we can get into, it's high, low, high. It's just like a positivity thing, just to keep the good vibes flowing in. podcast, you could say.
You were explaining them just real fast. Sorry to interrupt you again.
Good.
That was my dad literally said, he's like, dude, you need to stop interrupting Kenny and let him talk.
But the fact that he listens to the podcast.
He also said that you had a blow her back out limit. So I think you have 3. I think that's the
no
max.
problem. We can figure that out.
And then I want to get when I get a soundboard, I want to get a button that a mediator presses while we have to have someone else in this call. And once we start getting too out of pocket, they press the button and then it screams. It's like Mo screaming, "You're out of pocket."
Okay, I'm with that.
I think that would be beneficial.
Not only am I with it, but it would benefit our podcast a lot.
Yes.
Okay. So
Sorry, that was my fault.
no, that makes sense. All right, high, low, high. Just a way to keep positivity up, keep your mind flowing into the good things. So you mentioned one high for your week, one low, and then another high. So you want me to start, or you want to go ahead and get into it?
You go first.
All right. So my first high this week. I guess my high for the week is always when I see my daughter. So I'll definitely call that my high. She's so funny. What were we doing? We're sitting on the couch, and at my girlfriend's house, there's a couch, and then there's this like picture above the couch on the wall. And she's like using me as a jungle gym and like stepping on my shoulders, my head, anything she can do just to touch one tree in the top corner of this picture. So like she's like stomping on my neck just to get to the top corner of this picture. So I guess seeing her would definitely be the highest of highs for the week. My low would definitely be squatting this week. I felt a weird pop in my groin. So the last 3 days have been rest and stretching, trying to figure out what the hell that was and how the hell we gonna fix that, because that was not ideal at all. And it wasn't even like, it was 4:05, so I was doing that for 5.
Whoa. Okay, you can't just say it's not even like and then say yeah, it's 4:05.
But that's something that I've done before. Like that's not something that's pushing it.
Okay, yeah.
So like, I don't understand why it happened. So it's we're definitely gonna reconsider some things when we're building this next plan. So, and then my last high, I think I'm gonna take my last high right here. We got 100 views and 100 listens in 3 days. We got a Twitter, we got an Instagram. We got a Twitter, we got a YouTube channel. We got the second podcast up and running. So I think that last high would just be getting everything as far as this podcast and this page goes, going in the right direction for what you and I are envisioning for what it could be. So
Nice.
That's my high, low, high.
I like it. Yeah, just real fast. Like when I see this is gonna be like me simping over a girl, but I'm simping over you real fast. Right. But like, when I see like you and V on your Snap story, it just like makes me happy that you like just you killing it and everything, and she smiling and stuff. It's awesome.
Like, and I know that sounds like simping or whatever, but like people don't realize how important that is to me, because like as a black man, you just don't see the image of fathers in children's lives as much as you would want. So like,
yep.
To hear that I'm really hard on myself with the whole situation and everything, the way how the situation is, but which isn't a terrible situation, but it's not
ideal.
Yeah. So it's just so reassuring for me to know that I am doing a good job as a father in general, and that's the only thing that really matters to me at this point in my life, is just being a great father. So it's so reassuring to hear people say that I'm doing a good job at that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah. All right, go ahead. Let them know what your high, low, and high was for this week.
All right, so it's two highs and one low, right?
Yeah, you go high, you go low, and then you come right back up to the positive, and you end up on a high note. High would have to definitely be losing 8 pounds in a month. That's solid.
I feel like a lot of it was me just really not. I always watched what I eat. I don't eat red meat. I haven't eaten red meat I ate it once when we were on vacation. But besides that, in the past, I think it's almost 2 years now. I haven't eaten red meat, and that actually really helps. I don't know even know if you knew that or not, but
Yeah, no.
yeah,
I'm just not doing it. That's the thing.
yeah. So I always watch what I eat and I meal prep and everything, but I tend to have a few more alcoholic beverages than my body necessarily likes.
Yeah, you just
So that
replace the red meat with alcohol.
yes,
Nothing wrong with
what is that conversation we always have? Can I use my calories in beverages? And by
Yeah.
beverages, I mean alcohol.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, that's one high. That's kind of a cool thing. Really trying to get a 6-pack, and it's hard, but we're we're getting there. A low for me. This hangover is a low. That's not really at the actual low, but I may or may not be hungover. Halloween, yeah, Halloween. You know, I actually wasn't even gonna go out, and then I got a text at like 6 p.m. I was just chilling watching football, and got a text. It was like, "Hey, you want to go out?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So then I had to pregame more than I usually do. And
Because you're
yeah,
late, because you're
because I was late to the party. Yeah. That's a low, but that was more or less me joking. The low would have to be me having to work from home. I like being around people. I like being in my office. I like the people that I work with. So I don't like working from home. I don't like staring at the same wall all day and then having to go to school in the same chair in my living room. So that's just we did that for 3 months when we were all quarantined and everything. So that I don't want to have to do that again.
Yeah, and I mean that was so huge for so many people, like just mentally.
Oh yeah,
Just the human interaction. People like missed and needed that human interaction. It was a huge problem for a lot of people.
yeah. I've been like not like anything bad, but just like anxiety wise, I was at like an all-time high
Right.
during that time. It was I don't think people truly understand like when you have that going on how such little things can affect it. But like
For sure.
and then not being able to go to the gym was even worse. Like I can manage working from home, but not being able to see my friends or go to the gym or even go out to eat anywhere, it's obviously tough for everyone. I'm not sitting here saying it wasn't, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I just don't want to have to do that again past a week or two.
For sure.
And then another high, you stole mine on the last one, but
No, we can have the same high because this is both our goal. Like this is what
Yeah.
we see. This is what we're working towards. So if that's both of our highs, that means that we're both focused on this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
our
I-
project. This is our baby.
it was kind of crazy. We had 112 or 115 in basically 2 days, which was really cool. Yeah, just kind of trying to grow everything and trying to do it right. And YouTube's weird. I'm not really too sure how that even works yet, but we're just gonna throw our stuff up there until we kind of get the hang of that. But
Because we don't like we have an idea, but we don't have a specific game plan for YouTube yet.
yeah,
It'll
and
be
it's
something to
hard.
toy with.
Yeah, it's hard because like I don't know if you said this or Mo said this, but our audio is not good at all through the Zoom call.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to I wanted to do an actual like video chat of us doing this podcast too, but if the audio is not good, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Because that would be difficult. Just not having great audio is very
Mm-hmm.
important. So
My damn face was all red.
yeah. From what? Skincare King. What was your face red from?
I had to do a face mask.
Yeah. But that's okay, because
I didn't realize it was going to make my face that red. It usually doesn't, but I don't know.
but like I said, Skincare King, you were taking care of yourself.
I was.
Watch this real quick. You were taking care of yourself. That's a huge turn on for girls.
Yeah.
So let's take that perfect segue into.
Oh, that was impressive.
Oh,
that was
hold on
impressive.
now. Are we getting the hang of this? Are we turning into
I
something?
I think we kind of are low key. Don't tell nobody else that though.
Yeah, they might not. You know,
It's dangerous.
whatever. So, like I said, we'll get into turn-offs from the opposite sex. So, how are we gonna do this? There's so many.
I think we should kind of alternate. I think you start with one, and then I'll kind of say what I have to say about yours, and then I'll say one, and then we'll just go back and forth until I have 4 written down here, but I can think of a lot more than 4.
Oh yeah. Okay. I like the way that's going. So I'm gonna start this off the way any man should that has a girlfriend. My girlfriend has none of these. Like, she's perfect. She doesn't have any of these. But I'm still gonna go in on somebody. So here's what we're gonna do. The number one turn off. Okay, so I'll do it like this. The first thing I notice when I look at a girl is her teeth, man. Her teeth is, ugh.
Yep.
If you walk up to a woman and you see some mountains, if you're looking at mountains when she smile, that's a turn off for sure.
Yeah, I have to agree. I definitely think I don't know. I've heard from girls' perspective, I've heard that it's like a big, like, teeth and eyes are the two, like, things that you notice first. But yeah, teeth are huge. My first one, and I wrote this in all caps, too much makeup.
Yes. I don't understand why girls think, like, we don't even notice.
No.
Like, if you come to us, like, if we're about to go on a fancy date to a very fancy restaurant and all you have on is some chapstick and some eyeliner, we're going to think you look incredible.
Yeah.
So you don't need the foundation, the blush, I tell my girlfriend all the time, I'm like, you don't need all of that. Like, and if it's something that you do because it makes you feel good, okay, fine. I'm not going to be mad at that.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it to impress guys, we don't notice.
I'm oblivious.
Yeah, we don't notice.
Yep.
The
And
only time we do notice is if we start kissing and when I go home and it's on my face.
I look like the
That's
freaking Joker with red lips when I get home. Yeah.
That's when we notice, and
Yep.
that's when it's a problem.
I will say though too, like, my sister is really good at doing her makeup, and she just, like, enjoys doing it for herself.
Right.
And, like, you know, like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's if you're going out and that you're spending 2 hours before you go out to do your makeup, and you get there and the guy's gonna think that you look good regardless.
Right.
Yeah, that was my biggest one. I think that's crucial.
Confidence is so much more important than the makeup. Because you can have all the makeup in the world, but if you come and you're showing your insecurities that you're
And
trying
I think,
to hide with makeup,
yeah,
you're still gonna, like,
exactly.
It's still gonna be a huge turnoff.
If you show up to a date or to anywhere with, like, copious amounts of makeup on your face, I'm thinking that you're hiding something.
Yeah,
I already can't trust you.
for sure. And yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more with that.
Yep.
And I know a huge turnoff for a lot of people's, as far as, like, me, I broke my nose playing basketball junior year, so it's not a huge thing for me. But smell is a huge thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, some scents that I can smell really well. So if I'm, like, passing someone and they have on, like, not, like, an outrageous amount of perfume where I feel like I just walked through Bath and Body Works, but something that just, like, catches my attention real quick, oh, my God. That's amazing. That's one of my favorite things in the world, because there's not a lot of things I can smell. So I get that whiff of perfume, and it's like a vanilla lavender kind of, yes, 100%. But if I'm smelling B.O. when I walk past your little stank ass, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard to bathe. You don't have to put the perfume on, but I don't want to smell your exercise from yesterday because you haven't bathed in a week.
Just get in the shower. I don't know how hard it is. Just hop in the shower.
Yeah, don't nobody want to smell all that.
And girls don't wash their hair every day, do they? Is that a thing?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's a weird thing. I started putting conditioner in my hair. Oh, game changer.
You just started putting conditioner in your hair?
Yeah. I never did. I just used shampoo for the longest time.
Just shampoo? Now, when you say you started putting conditioner, did you buy conditioner or did you get the 2-in-1?
So I have two separate bottles. It's like for curly hair, I have like a shampoo and then a conditioner.
Okay, because my girlfriend let me know when we started dating that 2-in-1 is not a thing. Get shampoo, get conditioner.
Yeah.
2-in-1 is not a real thing.
Yeah, the conditioner's dope because like when my hair's really long right now, but when my hair starts to get longer, it starts to get like really curly and really wavy, and then it feels and looks like pubes on my head. So the conditioner, yeah, we got complete. That's my fault.
That's a
Go ahead.
strange description of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need that button ASAP.
Yeah. For me, you've been good so far. I don't know how long we've been going, but I think this is about twice or three times for me.
I think this is about as far as we got before I started getting out of pocket last time. So we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was in trouble at like 10 minutes, so
Yeah, we won't get into that. we know that'll come back up. We know Mrs. X is listening, so we'll say hi. Yeah. Smell is a huge thing. If you smell bad and you know you smell bad, hit a shower. Just get rid of the BL, please.
Yep. Mine, this one's also, yeah, is this caps? Yeah, this one's capitals too. I think we're going to be on this one for a second because I want to know your thoughts about this.
Okay.
I feel like this isn't a big deal for our generation, but juuling or like vaping, that might be number one for me on turnoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a personal thing. I don't juul or smoke, so like I don't like it. I don't like. Have you ever kissed a girl that was juuling or smoking a cigarette?
No.
The grossest thing. It makes you never want to make out with human lips again. It's the grossest thing on the planet.
Ew.
It's so like I can't.
Is it a taste thing or is it like a smell?
Taste.
Oh,
it's kind of
God.
It's both, but it's more a taste thing. It's like it's like you had a lip balm flavor that was just like ashes. Like cigarette tray. It's gross. I can't even describe to you how gross it is.
Yeah,
and you can brush your teeth 24,000 times and you're still going to smell it and you're still going to taste it.
Oh yeah, women, we got to cut that out.
Yeah, we got to work on that.
That is not the move.
I get that's like an addiction, but we got to work on that.
Now, take the title of this podcast in consideration. Maybe Brennan's being a little mildly dramatic.
I'm always mildly dramatic. That's why the podcast is called Mildly
chance
Dramatic.
Of any of that being true, that has to stop immediately.
And if you smoke, I feel like juuling's not as bad because you can't really taste it. Like I don't know. It's not as strong. But cigs, man, oof. If you're going to smoke darts and you're going to try and talk to me or kiss me, please let me know before that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'm not going to kiss you. I'll talk to you if you stand like 6 feet away from me.
Social distancing.
Yes. But I'm not kissing you if you smoke darts.
You 100%
Can't do it.
need to stop kissing women that are smoking cigarettes.
I've only done it. Well, the one girl that I talked to in college, she did, but she smoked a lot. And then just like a few like juul people that I've talked to that have juuled, and I find it extremely unattractive.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that.
And it's like I feel like everyone does it now. I feel like we don't do it, but I feel like everyone does it. I was sitting in the bar last night, and this dude comes up to me and just stands right next to me and just like freaking rips his vape and blows it all over this chick's face, like right next to him. I'm like, dude, holy shit.
Yeah, that's a great way to start a fight.
Yeah. Like he's lucky he didn't do it in my face because we would have had serious freaking problems. But
This podcast might not have happened. case you
Yeah,
get arrested.
I would have needed bailed out of jail.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we don't have the sponsorship for that yet. So,
No,
hold off on
no.
getting arrested until we get some sponsors on here.
Chipotle, please sponsor us.
Yeah. Somebody with a lot of money, please sponsor us.
We need a,
I need
yeah,
some financial backing.
Jay-Z.
Yeah. Ugh, man. Cigarettes are not a go. My girlfriend, for Christmas, she got a vape. And I don't want to seem like a controlling dick, but I was like, that's not ideal.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, if you do it in moderation, it's not a big deal. I feel like I was kind of being dramatic about the Juul part,
Mildly
but like,
dramatic, but yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I just don't want to see you like constantly like shoving the freaking flash drive in your mouth, like ripping on it. It's just, it's annoying.
Yeah, and she got one of the big ones, one of the ones that made that like clicking noise.
And honestly, like if that, because like I mean, I don't know who's gonna listen to this and yell at me, but I used to chew like all the time because it helped me. Yes, listen. So I used to do it because back in the day, like all of my friends did it. So I was like, okay, whatever, this can't be that bad. And it was bad, like it was gross. And then I stopped doing it, but yeah, just not, that's not ideal. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that like, oh, you're gross if you do that, but I just like I don't find it attractive. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in my job that dip because it's
There's
one of
like
those jobs where you're sitting for a while and you're like in
Yep.
the same place kind of thing. So it's like I don't know if it's a boredom thing or what, but yeah, there's a lot.
I'm telling
people
you,
that I
there's
do it.
there's so many more people that do it that you would never know that did it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you wouldn't know until
Literally every person at my job does it. Like all of our field guys, our office people, like everyone does it.
you won't know until the mouth cancer slaps them in the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so she got one of the ones. My girlfriend, she got one of the ones that were like the big like block thing with the mouthpiece coming off. So it wasn't like one of the USB ones, but like
Yeah.
you can picture what I'm like. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And it made like a clicking noise, and then it would make like a huge cloud of smoke.
Damn.
So it wasn't something that was like.
And if you use something like that to like cope with your anxiety or something like that, I completely understand. But what I'm saying, and before people take this out of context, be like, this guy's a fucking douchebag, which I already know that I'm a douchebag. Yeah. But like, before that's taken out of context, I just don't find it attractive to be doing at the bar or in public places all the time.
Yeah, and I feel like that's fair. I feel like because that's visually it's the same as smoking a cigarette. Like all of the same things are happening.
Yep.
So
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So I think visually you're seeing someone smoke a cigarette, whether it actually be a cigarette or not. That's what you're essentially seeing. So
Yeah.
I can see how that's a fair thing to say.
I'm done ranting. You can go ahead.
We need a rant every once in a while, especially on a topic like this.
Yep. We're gonna do. I got an idea. We're gonna do 3. So we have 3 right now. So you do one more, I'll do one more, just regular, and then we're gonna each do 2 turn-offs sexually.
Ooh, okay.
So you got one more, just regular. Yep.
I went like when you said that, I went straight to a place and like I had like 6 just drop immediately.
Yeah.
So it's like
We're gonna need the out-of-pocket button extremely fast.
yeah, for sure.
Mo, wherever you are, get it ready.
Yeah, 100%. Mo, when you hear this, start preparing your out-of-pocket button because it's coming soon.
Yes.
Another huge turn off. I guess just being loud.
It's a great one.
Like when I'm at work, I'm hearing noises all day. It's loud. It's obnoxious. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. It's just a whole bunch of stimulation. So outside of that place, I would just want like quiet. So if you're like not even yelling at me in like an argument way, but just like
Obnoxious.
just obnoxious and loud, I think that would be a no-go for me.
Yeah, I was talking to this one girl, and she was a freaking babe. Like, I can't, zero cap detected. This chick was fine as hell. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is going to be sweet." So, we went out to dinner, and what did we get? We like went out to dinner and got, this was over the summer. So, we went out to dinner, and then we got ice cream, and then she was like super cool and like wasn't loud at all during dinner, anything. And I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of dope." So then we end up going out the next. She's like, "Oh, I don't even know. We were gonna go out to dinner again, but she's like, she was tired. I can't remember exactly what happened." So she's like, "Okay, let me sleep, and then we can go out for drinks later." I'm like, oh, "Okay, that's dope." So we end up going out, and we get to the bar, and she was perfectly fine. We were just sitting down, and then she had like two vodka cranberries, and she sounded like, I can't even describe to you. It's like that alarm every morning that you just like regret hearing was her voice all night.
Oh yes, that's a huge one. Just like being sloppy drunk.
She wasn't even like, she was barely tipsy, I think, and she was just like a new person.
Yeah,
And I'm like, "Damn, you need to chill, bro."
yeah.
All right,
Really,
my last
that's
one.
not
Are
a.
you good on that one?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. My last one. This is more of a personal one for me, I think. It's clingy. I tell my mom all the time. She's like, "Oh, why didn't it work out with that one?" I said, "Oh, she's too clingy." And then my mom gets pissed because she's like, "Oh, every girl's clingy." And which, yeah, I understand that, but I just don't like clingy.
Okay, you're gonna have to. So clingy is a very broad term. It's very
Yeah,
vague. It's
yeah.
something that everybody uses in different ways. So you're gonna have to get in a little bit on what exactly you mean by clingy.
So I would have to say that I feel like this. I'm gonna sound like a douchebag again. This
It's
is.
it's who you're becoming with this podcast.
I'm okay with it, honestly. So like the past three girls that I've talked to, like recently talked to, we've went out a few times and everything, and it's been like twice, both times. And then I've always been into it, but I don't get like invested or like into things easily or for like in a short amount of time.
Hmm.
And the past three girls that I have talked to recently, that I have not mentioned on this podcast yet,
Uh oh.
have been, after the second time that we've hung out, have been just clingy, like texting me 24/7. I don't text them back, and they text me four times, and then they get mad that I don't text them back, and then they get mad that I don't want to hang out with them every 10 seconds. And I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know your middle name. Like, you need to chill." And yeah, it's like legit, it drives me crazy. And it's just like, I know it comes from a good place and that they're actually,
Interested.
yeah, and I get that completely, but that's just such a turn off for me. That's such a turn off emotionally for me.
Okay, so is it more of like the blowing your phone up or the wanting to hang out kind of thing?
No, it's just the fact that like I really enjoy having time to myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have a lot of time to myself. I think that's probably the biggest thing, is like I I work like 30 hours a week. I go to school, and I lift basically every day. So like that literally takes up basically my whole day, and I'm tired as hell all the time. And I I don't know. I feel like it should be okay for me to tell you that I just want to stay in, and you not get pissed off at me.
Right. Yeah, I get that, and I think I think Scarlett and I, we both came from a place where it was like we just always wanted to be together. So it's like really early in our relationship, we just spent a ton of time together.
Yep.
So like we never ran into the like, well, she's a little too clingy for me, or I'm a little too clingy for her. But like as we spent time together, just like any other couple or best friends or anything, like you'll start to clash over goofy stuff,
Yeah.
and that's where we've learned like over time. Um, that's when we need to like take a break from, not like take a break from us, but like just take a break from each other.
Yep.
Where I'll like go to the gym, or I'll go do something else, and she'll go do something else. She'll go bake. She'll go um, just do anything, hang out with her siblings, something else, to where we just get a couple hours from each other, and then we start to miss each other again. So we need that kind of thing where we like.
Yeah.
I think now that like she's working in school, and I'm working at the jail, so I'm like working 12-hour shifts, so I'm not home all the time, and our schedules are kind of conflicting. We're running into a place where we like just miss each other all the time. So
Yeah.
I think that's like something
And that's
we took for granted really early, was how much we would miss each other when we weren't always together. So
Yep. And that's the thing too, is it's okay to do that when you're in a relationship or when you're actually trying to talk and you're trying to get to know somebody. I understand that that's how you get to know somebody, but like after 2 times of hanging out,
yeah, it's a little different.
That's too much for me. And I apologize, but that's just too much for me.
Yeah, no, I get that 100%.
All right, out of pocket time.
There we go. I'll go ahead. I'll dive right into it since we just gonna be out of pocket today.
Nosedive.
When a woman is giving you the slop top and she bites you, or you feel she has teeth.
I can't stand you.
Let me just keep it 100 with you. There's no moment ever more than that when I want to toss her a pair of boxing gloves,
Mo, get the button.
put a headset on, and we got to go 12 rounds now because that hurts so bad. Let me just keep it 100. It hurts so
Chris
bad.
Brown in this bitch.
We do not support domestic violence.
No, we don't. We don't.
God, it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
So, sexual turnoff number 1, numero uno. Just
That I don't know where I thought you were gonna go with this, but that was not where I thought you were gonna
That was the
go.
number one thought. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know where we were going, but
No. I get it. That's also happened to me before, and it hurts. It hurts.
yeah.
Yeah. Number 1 for me. I don't know if we talked about this because I get confused on what we talked about actually on the podcast and what we talked about before the podcast and after the podcast.
Right.
Last time, but I know that we had mentioned, I'm almost positive it was actually in the podcast, but about girls just when you're having sex with a girl and she's just laying there like a 2x4. You gotta
silent or like dead fish.
no, like dead fish.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about like I would rather go to the Home Depot, buy a 2x4, bring it home, drill out a hole, and fuck the hole.
And the thing,
It'd be
like,
the same thing.
for guys. Like, it goes the same for us as well. Cause like, you know, my first couple times, you know what I'm saying, I ain't know what I was doing, and I might have did that once or twice.
Looked like a baby gazelle trying to walk, but we get there.
But like, yeah, we get there. We need a little practice too. But like,
Gotta get the reps in, you know?
yeah, just know, like, laying there, just do something. Give me a high five,
And girls, we gotta work on
a fist bump, something.
we gotta work on being comfortable. I feel like once girls get comfortable with a guy, then they're not like that anymore.
I'm not sure I like how you say that word.
What?
Comfortable.
Comfortable?
Yeah. I feel like you're saying way too many letters. Comfortable. Comfortable. Comfortable.
How do comfortable?
I say comfortable.
How is that different?
Comfortable.
Comfortable. Okay, I hear it now.
Yeah. I feel like you're saying every letter.
I am, because
like
that's how you say words.
You don't have to say every letter.
All right. Yeah. Don't lay there like a 2x4, please.
don't get
Just give me something. I don't care if it's like a dap. You can dap me up like in the middle, even if I'm not doing a good job. Still dap me up,
Yeah, just give me some
please,
kind of reaction.
please. Or like just literally make a random noise. I would. Okay, real fast. This is completely off topic, but I've heard this saying multiple times. I don't know who said it first, so I can't really give credit to someone, but you know that you're comfortable with someone when you can have sex with them and laugh and it not be weird.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you?
I don't.
Just like about random shit?
I can't think that it has, honestly.
I did once. I'm 6'8", as you guys know, and I let's just say I hit my head on something I shouldn't have hit my head on, and I thought I had CTE. And yeah,
Was that thing the ceiling?
No. It was the bed frame on the back.
I'm like, well, what could you have hit your head on that you shouldn't have?
No, and
Either
well,
the
that was
ceiling or the
once.
fan.
That was once, and then the shower, the curtain rod in the shower, and that yeah, I broke the rod thing in my old apartment. Yeah, oof.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this world a little bit more accessible for tall people.
Yeah, honestly though, I need to like walk around with a hard hat all the time. Sorry, that was my rant. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
A little off topic.
Again, we need those rants every once in a while. I'm trying to think. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I've ever. Not that like my sex is just incredibly serious 100% of the time. I just can't quite think of a time where I was laughing during the sex, I guess.
Or had something to laugh about during it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I got you. Just you saying like just like serious.
Yeah, no, like it's not like 100% focused like sex all the time.
Kenny's mad as fuck.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I'm not some like dictator during sex. I just can't think of a time.
Oh, that made me laugh.
Another sexual turn off. That's kind of tough because like women are perfect, it seems. Like it feels
It's
like
hard.
not-
It's honestly hard to fuck it up.
Yeah, like there's a lot of times like there's time a woman can just walk past you and you're like, wow, that was perfect. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard.
I hear you.
Like, sexual turn on. Fake moaning. Now that can be a little bit of our fault if we're not like doing
Yeah.
things correctly to make you do it for real. But I think
To piggyback off of that, I think that being so I just said don't lay there and don't like actually talk, but if you're sitting there and you're just like screaming at everything,
yeah.
that's a whole different ballgame. We got to find that happy medium.
Yeah, it's so funny because girls are like, I've faked so many orgasms in my life. It's like, do you think we're dumb?
Yeah, yes.
We
think
know.
we know, and I think that they think that we don't know, but we
Yeah,
know.
but
I mean,
girls-
I know.
Yeah, girls are like, oh, I faked that. I faked that. Like, duh.
Yeah.
We know that.
And that at least for me, that makes me feel worse than if you would have just like told me to go home.
Yeah. Like you thinking like, oh, I pulled that off so perfectly. He has no idea. It's like, dude, we know.
Yeah, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure that out.
Yeah. We know that you didn't just shake and gyrate the entire bed and have an incredible orgasm for what I did.
You just
I didn't cause that.
You just got tased from the living room.
Yeah, you didn't just get tased and have some incredible moment in your entire life from what I did.
12 pulled up, opened the window, and tased your ass.
Yeah.
And
So if you're not an incredible actor, or actor, if you're not an incredible actress, we
just
know
don't do it in
you
general.
faked it. We know.
Yeah. Yes. Wow.
Which, again, before women get upset that hear this, before they get upset and are like, wow, this guy's a douchebag, it's our fault. Like, we also know that
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, for sure.
We know we didn't do something right or multiple things right along this timeline to get to this point where you had to fake it and you were just over it.
And it's hard for guys too, because most times, I won't say every time, but most times you have sex, the guy's gonna, finish. But I think it was on Caller Daddy. Shout out Caller Daddy, Alex Cooper. Hi. But I don't think it was the most recent episode. It was one of the more recent ones. She had someone else on, and they said that women only have an orgasm 15 to 20% of the time that they have sex.
Right.
Which that's crazy. Like I'm batting a low average here already, let alone 15 to 20% of the damn time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much harder for guys.
Yeah.
in that sense, I will say.
It's harder for guys in most senses as far as that goes. Like, it sucks for women because they're like 15 to 20% is awful.
That sucks.
That's an awful percentage, which again is guys' fault because a lot of guys have no idea what they're doing, and that's the thing that really gets me. Like, guys will leave a girl's house and her completely not satisfied at all.
Yeah.
And then just go tell all their friends like how incredible they did and how incredible. Like,
I call them Mr. Bag a Bitch because I don't like that either.
Yeah. Cuz it's just not. Bro,
Yeah.
if you didn't put it down, you're on her body count. She's not on yours.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
To all the guys that are bragging but they ain't really doing nothing, relax.
And that's even worse than not having sex with a girl, because then that girl has just told all of her friends that you don't know what you're doing in bed. And now you have that reputation with not even only her, but her friends and her friends' friends.
Yeah.
It's just not a good reputation. And then your friends find out about it because most of the time your friends are friends just kind of intermingled. So it's just not a good scene.
So now you went from high because you went from you're on this mountaintop, and then the next day you're in the Xbox chat getting embarrassed,
roasted,
flamed even,
yes,
because you straight lied about every damn thing that went on in that bedroom, and you look like an idiot.
Yep.
So just don't do it.
And okay, so my last one, because I can't really think of any other ones that I can like say on this and not get canceled. But I think that women lying about their body count. So women that are listening to this podcast, I want to give you a little insight into a guy's brain. So when a guy asks you how many guys that you've been with,
which guys shouldn't at this age, guys shouldn't be doing
no.
anyway.
No.
Like, guys,
if you're okay, if you're in high school or whatever, that's different. But
at 23, 24,
yeah.
25, cut that question. Throw that question.
It's a weird question in general.
We're not playing 21 questions anymore.
Did you ever used to do that? That used to be my like go-to.
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Like
in high school, yeah. That was an easy thing. No, that was an easy thing.
Maybe on FaceTime or something. It wasn't a text. It definitely wasn't a text thing.
No, that's what I'm talking about, like late night FaceTimes.
Oh, late night FaceTime. Yeah, especially if the
You was doing other shit on late night FaceTime. Don't cap.
No cap. Whatever. Yeah. So late night FaceTime, the conversation's dying. Maybe I threw that in there once or twice.
I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, what else was a 16-year-old thinking at 2 a.m.?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
We get it.
I hear you. So yeah, so automatically, I don't want to sound like a dick. I'm going to sound like a dick. Fuck it. Just don't lie about your body count to a guy, because if and when you see yourself being sexual with this guy, he can tell how many people you've been with based on how you fuck. So if you tell them, oh, I've only had sex with 2 people, which you're supposed to actually add 3, so that's 5. And then most of the time I add about 5 to that, whatever number you tell me. Because cap. So if you tell me, you're like, hey, I haven't asked anyone this question in a very long time, but this is a theoretical example. So if you tell me, if I say, hey, how many guys have you been with? And you say, oh, I've only been with 2 people. Then in my head, I'm like, okay. So then we end up having sex, and you just like rocked my world. Just like I didn't know what to do with my hands, Ricky Bobby. And I'm never going to believe you, whatever comes out of your mouth, ever again. True, simply based on that statement that you've only slept with 2 guys. Because if you're not confident enough in yourself and the people that you have relationships with to continue that onto the next person and be honest about it, then that's your own fault. That's no one else's fault but your own. And that, like, don't lie about that shit. That's so annoying. And then if you sit there and brag about it, and this goes for guys too. I'm not just like calling out girls, because guys do the same shit too. So if you say, oh, I've been with X amount of people, that's like a high number for a girl. 7. I don't know what is a high number for a girl, but and then you go and but whoever's like, okay, I did. It's like, okay, this is gonna be good sex, and then you end up having sex with the girl, and she just has no idea. Like, she's on Jupiter and you're on Earth. Like, there's nothing going on.
Okay, so I heard what you just said, and there's a few things that I don't know, I just can't agree with entirely.
Okay.
Because there's so many ways outside of just sex that, like, because some people are visual learners. So if a female's on Pornhub and she's watching stuff, or she's watching whatever videos, like whatever website she uses to watch videos, and she's learning that way, I think there are women out there, and I think like a lot of women out there might be able to learn better from that experience more so than like actually
see.
having
I
sex
think
with
you
3, 4, 5 guys, or whatever her number may be. So if she says 2 and then she comes in and rocks my world, I'm gonna be like, wow, that was an impressive performance.
I'm completely agreeing with you. I'm just saying that if she says that it's low and the performance was really good, then I'm going to tend more to think that she was lying about that.
See, that wouldn't even cross my mind.
That'd be the first thing. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
First thing that pops in my head is gonna be like, what videos you watching? You gotta start sending me the link or something. That was impressive.
Mo button.
Oh my god, that can't be the button. That can't be what gets the button. All right, whatever. We'll throw the button. But yeah, so I don't know. I think like.
No, I hear you. I wouldn't have never thought about it that way, but yeah. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah. Okay, I can get that. And then there was something else you said. But anyway, yeah. So I think there's multiple ways that people can learn and grow like that.
See, but don't get this tripped up. If it's good sex, you don't have to worry about anything. So just make it good.
Yeah, I can agree.
It's not that hard.
I think the fact of like, let's just not even ask this question anymore.
I agree 100%. 100%.
We won't even have to worry about any of this conversation.
It's a very weird. So like, guys are always so worried about it, but like, it's such a weird question to ask, especially if you don't know the girl very well, because then she gets really insecure, and it's a weird question. So just don't ask. Like, you can bring it up at some point. Like, you can't just be like, hey, how many guys have you slept with? Like, don't do that, but incorporate it some way into a conversation that you're having that doesn't make it so obvious that you're asking how many people she slept with.
I wouldn't even I wouldn't do it at all.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, once you learn this number, what are you gonna do with it?
Just be insecure.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
This number at this point in our lives.
No, especially at being 23. Yeah.
Yeah, being immature, 19, 20. Sure, I asked the question. But at this
that was my
point,
Gatorade bottle, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was almost empty. That's my fault.
At 20 years old, yeah, I asked the question when my girlfriend and I started dating. But now at this point, I'm like,
does it really matter?
Yeah, like, what am I doing with this information now? Like, if she would have said 100, would I love her differently? No. So here we are, like, at the point where, like, guys, at this point in our lives, if you are 23, 24, 25, 26, and at this point where you're still dating, do not expose your insecurities for no goddamn reason.
And that's a great point. That's a great point.
All you're going to do with this question is expose insecurities that you have for no reason at all. So just don't even ask the question, because it's not worth whatever you're trying to figure out.
And guys are so insecure in general that you want to avoid all insecurities as much as possible. Yeah. So just don't ask the question.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. And I feel
that's
like
a great point.
This goes the same way for you. Don't even ask the question. At this point in our lives, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At all. It doesn't. If you're vibing with someone, is the answer to that question really going to change anything?
It's only going to hurt it if it's going to do anything.
Yeah, like, it's not going to change anything. So let's just throw that question out the window altogether and just move on entirely, because it's just not worth even knowing or talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's a fantastic spot to end that conversation.
Yeah.
I think
I got nothing else to say. I'm speechless for one of the first times in my life.
and you know what? I think that's fantastic. So yeah.
Are you good with it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that. So at this point, we're gonna move on. We'll get into some of the things that we saw. Well, I didn't see because I got off work. I came home. I sat down, and I enjoyed Brennan's stories from the weekend. So we'll get
I saw it
into our-
all.
Yeah, we'll get into our top 5 costumes that we saw on social media or out in public this weekend. B, take it away. What did you see this weekend?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you start at 5 and go up to 1.
Okay, that's fair. I like that.
So 5, Wonder Woman. I don't know. I feel like it's the colors. I like the colors.
I had a Wonder Woman blender bottle at one point, so I can 100%.
What did I have? I had the. I think I had the Flash one of that same collection. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah. And she's just Scarlett Johansson is just. Is that Scarlett Johansson? Who is that?
Not Scarlett Johansson at all.
Who's Scarlett Johansson? She's
in the other side. She's on.
yeah. Black Widow.
Yeah, she's
Yeah. I'm so bad with celebrities and names. I don't watch movies or TV shows, by the way. So I've watched the same TV show for the past like 2 years. But yeah, Wonder Woman. It's the colors. There's always or I shouldn't say always.
Gal Gadot. That's who
Yes. Oh god, she's bad as fuck.
Yeah,
God
she's
damn.
special. I was watching like some Snapchat thing on her about like how she trained for. And
She's
apparently
so
like
bad.
super athletic.
I feel like she has to. If she looks like that, she kind of has to be.
Yeah, because it's not like a super thin build. It's a
No, she's built,
yeah.
and that's attractive. Whew.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, so
Yeah.
We're talking about certain ones now. Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. Wonder Woman, big Wonder Woman guy. That's number 5.
All right. What's number 4? Give us number 4.
Number 4. This is going to be interesting. I don't really know how to say this nicely, but an angel. The slutty angel is kind of a go-to, I feel like, for women. 99.9% of the time, you can't make a slutty angel look bad. It's hot. It makes me wonder why.
Is you hot?
Yeah. Yes. It makes me sweat and it makes my face red. Just like that. Actually, I wasn't doing a face mask last Thursday. I was looking at slutty angel costumes on the Party City website.
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Give us number 3.
I gotta
What
collect
else is
myself.
slutty? That's a button moment.
Yeah.
That's a button moment. Jesus, party. Number 3. Give us number 3.
Yeah. Mermaid / Ariel. Ariel is, besides Jasmine, is the hottest princess. I saw
What?
someone. Yes. No cap.
Why?
No
Why
cap.
do you even have this list
What do you mean?
of hottest Disney princesses?
I feel like a lot of people have that list.
I've never had that list.
I haven't wrote down the
can't-
list, but I can probably think of it on the top of my head.
First of all, here's a huge problem. Is Ariel was like 15.
I'm not talking. I'm just saying, like, in general. Okay? You're gonna get me fucking in trouble, bro. Producer, cut that, please.
Oh my god. Here we are. Button. Can we get this button immediately? Jesus.
We gotta move on. Fuck. Yeah, there was this really, really attractive girl that was in a mermaid costume this weekend, and I got the shivers. Yeah, moving on from that before I, get put in prison. Nurse. The slutty nurse is a go-to. It's hot. you're always wearing a red push-up bra with that, which makes your boobs look 2 times bigger than they actually are. The short skirt. I find nurses and doctors just attractive in general. I think that's kind of more of a intelligence thing than an actual.
Is it intelligence or like you taking care of me kind of thing?
Both, I would say. Yeah, that's a good point. Pretty much both of that. Yeah, that's hard to screw up, honestly. I saw in the one bar that I was at, I saw probably, I would say at least 30 girls wearing the slutty nurse costume, and that's not like it's kind of an easy out, but it's also hot, so I can't be too mad about it.
All right, here we are.
Yeah, this one honestly was probably the easiest decision I've ever made in my life. If you dress up as this person,
Can we do a countdown on this? Because I feel like I know what you're about to say.
Yes.
All right.
Count me down.
Oh, bro, I really feel like I know what you're about to say. I'm about to really throw it out there with you.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Harley
Catwoman.
Quinn. Oh, that was close though.
Okay, I see where you're going with it.
Catwoman's bad too.
That's
But
because you like the crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
I was just about to get into that.
Oh, God, that's the crazy thing.
Oh, yeah. I can't, like, if you dress up as Harley Quinn, I'm gonna simp. Like, it's that simple. There were so many celebrities doing it too, and
Yeah, I saw a lot of Harley Quinn on social media.
yeah. Oh my God, it's like it's definitely the crazy. I love crazy. Women and crazy and Brennan go hand in hand. It gets me in trouble 99% of the time. But yeah, just looking like that, and Margot Robbie is just I don't know. I can't say anything more than that. Yeah, it's the crazy. It's the look. It's everything about it. Definitely. And I don't. Well, this is probably a whole nother. I think this could be a good top 5 too. But Heath Ledger is probably top 3 favorite actor of mine and the best Joker. Oh my God, why can't I think of his name? The guy who played in the new one?
Leto.
No.
Jared Leto.
No.
Oh, you're talking about
In the Joker
Xavier,
movie. No, that's not his name.
What is his name?
Oh my God, bro.
Phoenix.
Yes, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, there we go.
So they had a whole backstory on what he did to prepare for that movie. I think I saw it on YouTube. Unbelievable. This, like, I probably one of the best actors I've ever seen, and I love Batman. We both love Batman. I love the story behind that, the morals behind that. I love the Joker. I love Harley Quinn. Suicide Squad was a good movie. It was better than I think people thought that it was. The soundtrack was pretty cool, and that made me fall in love with Harley Quinn and the crazy. And yeah, I want to be freaking Babe Ruth swung over the head with the bat that she carries, as hard as physically possible.
All right, well,
I'm going to end on that.
all right, well, there you have it.
Concussion.
That's our top 5
Please.
for the week. So
Concussion,
we got
please.
5. What was 5?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
4 was Angel. 3 was Mermaid.
Nurse.
Don't Send Me to Prison. 2 was Nurse.
Send him directly to the prison.
2 was Nurse, and 1
Podcast
was
on the phone.
Harley Quinn. Yep.
All right, well, thank you so much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed episode number 2 of the Mildly Dramatic Podcast. Send this to your friends. We're on Apple Podcasts now, which I don't think people realize how much freaking
We
work
own this podcast, and we didn't even know that we were on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, because they send you this thing when you sign up and you submit your podcast. They say, hey, we'll send you an email in 3 to 5 business days that you've been accepted and approved to be on Apple Podcasts. And you're like, great, fantastic. Then you sit there, you check your email for the next week and a half, and you
No
don't
email.
get jack shit. And then you get a random text, why didn't I know you guys were on Apple Podcasts? Like, Well, that's because we didn't know we were on Apple Podcast. That's
Exactly.
why.
So
Anyway,
you want to plug socials? That's
all right, guys, we got some exciting stuff going on our social medias. We are available on Apple Podcast and Spotify now. So make sure you go look up the Mildly Dramatic Podcast on Apple Podcast and Spotify. We're on Twitter at mildly_dramatic, and we would love to hear any kind of responses you guys have. So go ahead, and the easiest way to do that would be on the Apple review, or you can hit up our email at mildlydramaticpod@gmail.com. I'm currently on Instagram now at kenartist.32. And then you got Brennan on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep. So both of my socials, my Twitter is Brennan_nation. And then my Instagram is also Brennan_nation, but all lowercase. We appreciate any feedback that you guys can give us. We just really enjoy doing this, and we hope you guys enjoy it too.